Hello, everybody, and welcome to another one in our series, Breaking Down Barriers. My name is Chris Igwe, and I am inspired by this book and hopefully inspire you as well. Breaking Down Barriers, my journey from a small African village to the world stage. And in these short times that we spend together, I share a little bit around a topic that is in the book. Today, we are going to talk about a very short title, a very short sentence, but a very powerful and important one for you as it has been for me in my own life. And that is very simple. It is be very specific. Be very specific, that's the title. You see, when you're specific, you then start to understand what is it that is the meaning for you? What is your purpose? What is it you want to achieve? Where do you want to be? It's part of your goals, it's part of your vision, it's part of your dream. But what does that all look like? Because you see, the only way to get there is by being very, very specific. We can all have grand ideas and thoughts and images, whether it's financial, whether it's status, whether it's having traveled the globe, whether it's having done different things that motivate and encourage you. But Zig Ziglar, the great and legendary speaker, he said, don't be a wandering generality. Don't be a wandering generality, but be a meaningful specific. Be a meaningful specific. What is it that you want to do? What is the world in which you want to create something? And I don't mean world in terms of the entire globe, although that's fine as well. But where you are, what is it that you want to achieve? Because you see, through that process, we then dream, we imagine, we create a desire that is so strong and powerful that with the emotion that we bring into it as well, where we see those dreams and those ideas and we bring the music and the thought and the wind in our sails, as it were, it starts to build up that energy within us, and we just driven. We narrow it down to very much what it is that we want to achieve. So that dream is about what is it that you want specifically. Do not consider what you don't want, which sometimes people do. And I've had people who I've coached, they say, well, I don't quite know what I want, but I know what I don't want. Now, in my school, there are others who believe that's a route to go by elimination. I just think that takes up too much energy, where you want to focus your energy on the path that you want to follow. You create the momentum by being very clear and very specific. When I started out, for example, I graduated and qualified as a civil engineer. But initially, as I was thinking about university, I didn't know if I wanted to be a chemical engineer, a mechanical engineer, or a civil engineer. But as I went through the process, it became clearer to me that what I wanted to do was to build. I wanted to build significant projects, bridges, roads, dams. Those were kind of my three main areas. I was involved in the building of a major airport, Stansted Airport, London's third airport. I was involved in fact, we were the precursor to the design, construction and installation on the MI6 building, later famous in the James Bond movies. So I knew that I wanted to build things that were significant. But did I know what those were going to be? Not necessarily, but at least I knew and selected that it went from three things in engineering to the specific one that I wanted. And as I've been through life, I've understood other things that I've been very specific about. And with my wife, we've worked on it because we've both trained and developed with some of the great mentors around the globe. Finding our house and knowing exactly what we wanted in terms of a house when we moved countries. We were very specific. We sat down and detailed it. In terms of a nanny, when she was working, my wife, and I was working as well, we needed a nanny. And there were criteria that we set out, very specific criteria. And yes, we interviewed lots of nannies and we found exactly the one that we wanted. She ticked all the boxes. When I wanted a particular car, a fast car, BMW, the M5, not just any BMW. I'd driven fast cars before, really had them, company cars, but I wanted one, but I couldn't afford it. and then being very specific and creating that in my mind and images. And eventually I did get it, and I got it at a price I didn't even imagine or dream I could get it for. Create those very specific aspects in your life, in whatever area. I use simple ones to show you you can get there as well, whether it's your house, your home, your nanny, your car, your business, your job, where you want to work. All of it works very specifically. And I'm very grateful as much as anything through this process to the late Bob Proctor, a legend in the personal development and growth industry. He knew more about the mind than possibly anybody else, and its real workings, its applications. And I was part of different programs and seminars that Bob ran, and one was the 3% Club, which he created with Mark Victor Hansen, who we got to meet and get close to as well. Legendary in terms of the books, Chicken Soup for the Soul series that Mark Victor Hansen did. So on one occasion I had an issue, business one, that I wanted to speak to Bob about. So one-to-one we sat down, and and he said to me, "So Chris, having explained the situation, what do you want? What do you want?" Which to me was like it's just a general question. So I gave him my responses. He looked at me, listened patiently as he does, but that glaring Bob Proctor eyes, if you know them, and it's just like he is super focused, laser-like. And Bob said to me, "Okay, so what do you really want?" And I thought, well, I've just told you what I want. He looked at me, could see that my eyes were turning and my brain was rattling and whatever. And he said, "No, tell me what you really want." And so he took me through another process of what I really wanted. And then he asked again after that, the third time, "What do you really, really want?" So that helped me through that process. You've got to dig deeper and deeper and deeper and unravel the layers until you come up to the point where it's clear. I know exactly what I want. And when you've got that, it creates that fire like a rocket ship. You're ready to take off, that fast car, whatever it is. You're all pumped up. You're ready and eager to go. So my encouragement to you is be specific. Be as specific as you can get. It takes time. It takes thought. It takes energy. You may not get there straight away. It may take you different processes, but just keep digging away. So I hope that this has resonated with you. I want to leave you with that. Be as specific as you possibly can. The better you are, the more focused you are, the more determined you'll become, the clearer it'll be, and the more energized you will get. So don't be a wandering generality, but be a meaningful specific, as Zig Ziglar said. So until next time, I hope this has resonated with you. Please feel free to like, comment, and share. And of course, come back for additional videos later on. In the meantime, I wish you all the best. Thank you.